All right, we're live. We're back. What's up, party people? My name is Sunny Ray. This is the Sunny Ray Show. Today I'm with Nathan and Kenji. They're calling in from California. How you guys doing?
How you doing? Actually, Vegas, but yeah,
Oh,
close enough.
Vegas. Vegas.
Close enough.
Nice. Cool. So I guess the first question, you want to kick us off? Maybe tell a little bit about Xplofy, what you guys are building there. We'll keep it under a couple of paragraphs and then come back to it later.
Yeah, so I'll just take the reins on that. So basically, what Xplofy is, it's the SEO execution platform for small businesses. That's currently our wedge. So we want to get small businesses using this platform that isn't anything similar to SEMrush or your generic AI writers. We've seen that a lot of generic AI writers just don't get the output of content that small businesses need, and it needs to be more localized. So we kind of just created the workflow for SEO when it comes down to on-page SEO. Any content that you want to create, you can create it through Xplofy. Later along the line, we're setting up a handheld operating system for small businesses so that they don't have to hire agencies. So realistically, we want to position ourselves as the agency replacer with SEO or local SEO for small businesses. So that's kind of the overview for Xplofy. There's so many tools that you can use. That's honestly easy for any user. There's no complexity tax at all whatsoever. And yeah, it's new to the industry. I don't think complexity is a way for small businesses. So we kind of eradicated that in a way with Xplofy.
So any company that's trying, or small company, medium-sized company that's trying to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we primarily look to small to medium-sized businesses. If you have multi-location as well too, anywhere between 1 to 10 million in revenue, we can go down to 500,000 as well too. But with that ICP, you'll find people that are looking to invest in their search visibility. So anywhere between there, 2 to 50 employees, kind of that nature.
Got it. Cool. And so long story short, you guys use AI to help people figure out SEO better, correct?
Well, in short, it could be
sorry, go ahead, Kenji.
But in short, we want to use AI to actually become their marketing agency at a much more discounted price. That's more, instead of helping, we're actually becoming their agency. So we're handling their execution. So it's like we're their agency, but instead we're using AI to do it for them.
Right, but you're focused on SEO specifically, right? Out of the gate, at least.
So, yeah, SEO is our primary wedge, specifically local SEO, localized content, and then next we want to get into ads. So we have something called Atom as well too, which is going to be an AI ads operator, and then after that we want to implement Xplofy OS, which is an operating system. So go down with social media content, Google My Business, just everything that a business needs from an SEO point of view. And that's what we want to do with Xplofy OS. So that's the overarching idea for Xplofy. But right now we're currently the SEO execution platform for small businesses.
Great. Did you also, I guess you must have in your roadmap where, because right now from what I'm hearing, and you guys probably know way better, that SEO is less relevant because more and more people are moving to AI itself, right? So I wonder if you guys are thinking about that as well. It's how do you help people become relevant, right, in this AI age?
Well, actually, if you do a ChatGPT search for a topic, right, and it cites sources, you'll find out that it actually cited the 10 sources on Google. So SEO isn't really dead. They just renamed it. So SEO is still very relevant for the content and everything, because ChatGPT, Claude, they still use these same rankings that Google has, that Bing has. So it is still very relevant. Maybe the sources that they're getting the information from is different. My bad. But the ranking factor is still very much alive.
Cool. Interesting. Okay, so again, let's come back to that one a little bit later. I guess let's start at the beginning. Where'd you guys grow up? What were you obsessed with as a kid?
I don't know if you want to start first on that.
I can start first. I was born here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I lived here all my life. I'm 18 years old. Basically, as a kid, I just, especially during quarantine, I was just more attracted to programming, just to make things. I made a couple Instagram accounts that was automated using machine learning and not AI. Actually, it was a little different. And I built them to a couple thousand followers. I posted on them. I made a couple other tools too. I was kind of just a self-taught. I never really did a course. Like I bought courses. I kind of did halfway and I kind of stopped because you know how that is. But yeah, I was kind of interested in programming. Been doing it for about 5 years now. And basically, yeah, those are kind of my related interests into the.
Yeah. So yeah, with Nathan, obviously Nathan Muhammad, that's my full name. I'll get into pre-marketing before I got into marketing. But growing up, I'm originally from LA, specifically Compton, California. That's where I grew up at. I moved to Vegas when I was 16 with my cousin because he came to the UFC. And then I ended up going to UNLV, as you see right here. And my whole life, I've just been playing sports. I've always been interested in social media, marketing in a sense. And yeah, I've always been into school. I'm a finance major currently. So yeah, that's kind of how my upbringing was. It was very, very humble.
And before Xplofy, what kind of clients or projects were you guys working on, and what was bothering you about the work?
I'll let him kind of get into it. It's a funny story, but I'll kind of let him get into how Xplofy kind of emerged from the issue that we seen.
Yeah,
and then I'll get into mine.
Basically, for Xplofy, the reason why it was created because I was actually using one of the a competitor's content writer, and then the prices was just not matching that, like the output. So I was like, I kind of analyzed the tool, I studied it. I'm like, oh, really? I can make this on my own. So I went ahead, I made it on my own. It started off pretty humble. It was like a command line tool. Then it went to a little small UI. Then eventually, as I'm using it more and more often, I'm like, I turn this into an app because it was exclusively just for my dad's website because he's a personal injury attorney here in Las Vegas, and I was just using it for that. And then I'm like, I can make this into a full-fledged app. So I just kind of expanded into that, and that's how it really came to be.
Cool.
Yeah.
And how did? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nathan.
Oh no, yeah. So for me, so we can get post marketing, I guess. My freshman year, actually came here and needed a little bit of money. So I started, working the social media thing. I did a little bit of event marketing. And then I eventually got into the agency life where we can go on and on about that, where I have so many issues with the agency life, but got into the agency life. And then I worked in-house as well too. And me and Kenji had built a relationship, him being from Vegas, me being here as well too. I really seen that there was an issue that local businesses had with executing their SEO, right? We've understood that a lot of these local businesses are probably doing 1 to 10 million, and that's just gross revenue. That's not their overhead, how much things are costing. And we have to realize that a reason for that is that these businesses have to get capital from or finance their capital. And a lot of the times they just don't want to pay for these expensive tools that don't really do anything for them. So for me, with Xplofy, seeing that a lot of business owners don't even really care about SEO, which is absolutely insane. A lot of people didn't care. So with Xplofy, I wanted people to actually care about SEO and understand that this is an investment, a long-term investment into their business. And seeing that a lot of business owners weren't able to capture everything that they could capture on search engines kind of struck me to, kind of get out of the 9-to-5 life and take the startup route.
How did the two of you guys actually meet?
Well, if we're going to be honest here, it's pretty interesting. I was in high school and I had a friend who went to UNLV, and basically my friend had an in into fraternity parties. So I kind of went to one, and then I went to a few more, and then I kind of met him through those.
Yeah. We met each other. He came to one of my fraternity parties, and yeah, it was I'd say heaven sent. From there, we just kind of clicked, stayed connected. He told me that he was working on Explofi, and obviously I was in the in-house marketing team at that time, and he told me that he was working on Explofi. And during the time we would meet up at school, I'd tell him to come to UNLV, and we just like kind of talk about it, and I'd just give him like advice on how this should go, how that should go. And he was coming back to me, telling me, the change in search and everything. So from there, we just kind of built a relationship, and we ended up I said, you know what, I want to lead a 9 to 5. I think this is a great opportunity. I've lived the ICP. I know what people will pay for and what they won't pay for. And we kind of got to Explofi where we are now. So
Interesting. So Kenji, when did you first realize that AI wasn't just a tool? It was essentially going to change, how the entire internet gets discovered.
Well, basically, it's because obviously, when you're programming, you're programming with variables, obviously constraints too. And then when I saw AI, I saw those constraints just go away. It's simply you ask. It's in a way, a bottomless pit. There is no constraint. There is no end. It's text generation. It accounts for the unknown, unlike a static program or whatever. So I knew then you could really create anything now. Because even before computers were set to do anything, now with AI, it's really coming into a reality.
Yeah, so true. And Nathan, like from the marketing side, when did you see clients start, kind of losing to AI answers instead of competitors?
When did you see clients start losing their AI answers instead of competitors?
Yeah, well, I guess you guys aren't. I mean, so since you're like helping people with SEO, then by your definition, you're helping people show up in AI answers as well, right?
Yeah.
So then my question is like when did you notice that, clients start losing to AI answers instead of just like direct competitors? Like when were people essentially not able to like benefit, right, from SEO?
Okay, so what I realized is that I just want to first start off by saying everyone's saying SEO is dead. SEO is not dead, like Kenji said. ChatGPT and these large language models are still citing from search engines. They're still citing from search engines. So once I realized that everyone is searching things up on ChatGPT now. Everyone, no matter what it is, if you're a therapist or anything, I know there's probably people out here that, ChatGPT is their therapist. And where's ChatGPT getting a lot of these answers from? Well, they're getting it from the search engines, the top 10 pages, the ones that are cited the most. So I realized that people weren't capturing the true value of AI search when they weren't optimizing for AI search and answer engine optimization. So we realized that there's a tried and proven method to ranking on Google. It's just about staying consistent and also beating out the other guys. And a lot of, business owners can't stay consistent due to low overhead or low head count. And also, if they do pay an agency, they're not going to be able to pay an agency enough to make it worth their while, where they're getting enough articles to actually rank. Because we have to think about topical authority, and you need to consistently be putting out content on the blog side and on the service page side. So it's a lot of missed opportunities that we've seen. So once we've seen that people didn't really understand AI and didn't really understand the shift in search within SEO, we were able to come in and know exactly what to do from a local business point of view.
And then Kenji, so was there like a specific moment, like a query, a result, I don't know, maybe a client losing traffic that made you say, we got to build this?
I think it was really just the invoices, the consistent invoices to my email box of $200 right there, $200 there. I'm like, yeah, this is becoming kind of irritating that I'm giving away all my money to this thing, and it's not really what I wanted it to be. So I think that was really just actually like the moment that hit me. I'm like, I got to make this out.
Oh, I see. Like you were using the competitor app, you mean? Interesting. So most SEO tools dump charts on you, right? You guys said no to that. So where did that conviction come from?
Well,
You want to go?
Well, I was I use Ahrefs here and there, and that's really just where it kind of hit me. I'm like, yeah, this is just charts. I'm reading just the keywords that I gained for this day. I'm reading competitor rankings. It's a lot of charts, and there's no execution. And it's like I think about that for a small business owner who was obviously handling dozen other tasks. Why be a marketer and just read charts all day and then know how to use those charts to market your business? A small business owner cannot be a marketer. So the whole thing of Explofy was to turn small business owners to small business owners, not marketers. So that's when I kind of realized that the SEO world right now is kind of filled with a lot of charts and information. But now with AI, we can properly digest those charts without the need of displaying them to humans, really.
Interesting. Cool. So Kenji, what did you try and abandon before landing on the current product?
What did I try and abandon? It was kind of a long time ago, but maybe I tried obviously a competitor content writers. I tried basic ChatGPT. And actually I tried writing my own content, actually, just from the brain, just from the getting notes and everything and sources. Obviously, all those have been abandoned for Explofy so far. And also, I've obviously tried the competitor solutions for charts and dashboards, data. Obviously, that's been abandoned too, because it's not really a reason to be paying for data anymore.
Yeah. And Nathan, what's the hardest belief about marketing that you had to kind of unlearn, right, to build Explofy?
The hardest belief about marketing. You said unlearn or learn?
Unlearn, yeah.
You have to. Oh, it's kind of taboo in the marketing field, but when you're targeting your message, sometimes there's targeting that doesn't work, and you have to unlearn that. Although ChatGPT is good for a lot of messaging and targeting, you can't use it all the time, especially when you're building a company. For a small business, it is easier to just literally automate everything. But when you're working, because I work for local businesses, local service businesses, but then transitioning over to the startup life, you realize that the rules are different. Targeting needs to be more targeted. Even your ads need to be different. There's just so many things that I had to learn on the SaaS side that was so different from the local service business side that actually baffled my understanding of what marketing was. And I kind of went through a crisis for a little bit because I'm like, man, why doesn't this work? But you have to learn and iterate forward every day. So yeah, that was really it. And also another thing that I had to relearn is that with the agency life, you have, so many people working, and you might have 10 people on the team, or even in-house marketing teams, you might have 3 or 4. I realized that you don't need that many people.
Yeah. So I guess, do you want to just maybe talk to the fact that search volume on Google is already dropping, right? What do you think the front door of the internet looks like in 3 years?
Well, personally, obviously we've been hearing about Google dying and stuff like that. Personally, I think Google has adapted very well.
I don't think Google's going to die, right? Because Google's got Gemini, they're technically one of the leaders. So yeah, that's right. I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah.
A new front door. Honestly, I think Google will still stay superior to in the market of getting answers, getting results, due to the fact that they have a sweetheart deal with Apple. Safari constantly uses Google defaulted. Their AI is also one of the leading AIs, obviously, and everyone's so accustomed to Google, their maps, their search results, the business engine. So even though ChatGPT and Claude is out there giving solid results, solid answers, I think Google has ingrained themselves in, I guess, the search engine market, where I think the front door will probably stay Google for a relatively long time, especially since companies like OpenAI have been running at a loss for a long time. So we don't really know like the longevity of these companies, especially due to the AI bubble. Because I know Google can survive an AI bubble bursting. I don't believe OpenAI can. So I think Google will still remain the front door of the web.
And if a founder is launching a business today, like what's the one thing that they should, be doing for AI visibility that, almost nobody's doing?
Optimizing for AEO, answer engine optimization, and getting out as much content as they can. People don't think that content is king, but content is. You need to consistently be creating content. You need to, content needs to be going out 24/7 on the header of your site. No matter who you are, what you do, you need a quick, short answer about exactly who you are, no matter what. You need a quick, short answer because those are the building blocks and the foundations. And we always have to remember foundation is everything. If you don't have a foundation, you have nothing. So content is your foundation within search engines.
And what's the difference between optimizing for SEO versus AEO?
Well, SEO is more so if you have someone searching, I'll go for the local business side. If you have someone searching up for plumbers, best plumbing techniques. I don't know if that's a thing, but how to unclog my toilet. You're obviously going to need to create content around that and clusters around that. So that's optimizing for SEO because you want that to show up in search engines so people can see you, and then Google recognizes you as a prominent figure for these type of answers, and then you can also internally link so that someone can click a button to book a session or book a service. That's kind of what you want. So that's the purpose of SEO, is to build your search visibility so that you can get more business. But for AEO is optimizing your answers, because at the top AI mode of Google, when people search something up and the top answer is there, well, that's being optimized for AEO because you have to have an answer at the top of your site when it's being crawled by Google, and they're going to use that answer in order to generate the top answer on Google. So just to get cited on these in AI mode or at the top of Google, you need to optimize for AEO and SEO. And that's just literally putting maybe a sentence or maybe putting a small paragraph about your company and the services that you provide.
And Kenji, what's the hardest technical problem that you're solving inside Explify right now?
I think it's the hardest technical is getting out a good product without inflating the fees. I think because SEO tools are notably expensive, and from a technical side, I can see why, because you have to crawl pages, you have to have 24/7 bots running, a lot of servers up. So that's kind of the technical thing. I want to be able to make a great product that competes with all these 200 a month subscriptions, 500 a month subscriptions, while still keeping a solid price for local businesses. Because how can we target a local business if our subscription's $9.99 a month? So I think that's the biggest technical issue, is keeping the tech good while not keeping it expensive.
I gotta ask, nowadays everybody's just ChatGPT everything, right? Or Grok or Claude. So how would my experience be different, let's say on Explify, versus, let's say, just going to Claude and being like, hey, this is my XYZ website, craft, I don't know, whatever, 100 SEO optimized blog posts for my team or something like that. What am I missing here?
Just to let you know, we love this question. I'm going to let Kenji go into it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, because basically, when you do a generic AI like that, you're going to get generic results. It's obviously the AI to the masses. That's what the masses are all using. You get a generic output. Versus on Explofy, when you put in that, you're first prompted with a list of the top 20 competitors on Google. You select which competitors that you want to use. Then our bot digests all that information, what's working for their page, the images, the word counts, the keywords in their page, and it compiles all together into a data pipeline. Now you're prompted with an editor, and then simply you can press generate me an article. It makes you an article, and instead of being backed by, let's say, a gross amount of data like how Claude and ChatGPT is, where it's just trained on billions of web articles, this one's only trained on the competitors that you made. So you're getting very, very localized, I guess, data input. It's a RAG model versus the LLM models that you see on ChatGPT and Claude and everything. And then basically too, you use that data to create an article. And then on top of that too, we do account for that the fact that some articles could be outdated, wrong information, which is why our bot does deep research on each and every paragraph it makes. So in sense, you're getting a competitor-backed, what's working article from the top 20 competitors. That's also backed with new information too. So you'll see if you make an article on Explofy, it'll be cited with sources, laws, dates, or whatever source that could make your article more credible. So that's what really makes the difference between a normal generic AI generator and Explofy, really, for SEO optimized content.
And where do you guys draw the line? Like, what does Explofy do, and what will it never do?
Did my camera go? Oh, I was gonna say my camera went off. But asking a founder where you draw the line is kind of hard, because like we kind of are over ambitious thinkers. That's our persona. But where do we draw the boundary with AI? Well, with Explofy, what we'll do, what we'll never do. We want to create, our overarching idea for this company is create an operating system for businesses. So we also do want to get into lead generation later down the line, but we want to become the marketing agency for small businesses. Now, I'm not saying that every agency is going to be eradicated, because there are agencies that work with Nike and they work with these, Fortune 500 companies, and they are needed for a lot of these things. They do a lot of campaigns. It makes sense. But for a local business, the workflows that are implemented by these agencies aren't truly siloed. Anyone can replicate these things if you have the information. So we realize that these business owners are only really paying for execution and the perceived expertise. But when we realized that we could just productize that, that's when it got a bit different. So where we're going to draw the line is going anywhere past an operating system. But I don't see, for a marketing agency, our only line is to take it over. We want to take over the agency industry. It is a grandiose claim, but I think that it could be backed up by data. We're seeing that agencies are probably going to look different in the next 3 to 5 years, maybe even sooner, just because of the prominence of thinkers like this, where we understand that these workflows can be productized and agentized as well too. So our only line is to kind of get rid of the local service business agencies in a sense.
Cool. So I guess help me land the plane 5 years out, right? What does winning look like for you guys? And what does the small business internet look like if you're right?
You said the small business internet?
Yeah, like the internet of SMBs and whatnot, like the kind of the ICP you guys are after.
Yeah, so our ICP is obviously, your local service businesses. What we want to do first is make sure that things are being operated in-house more. A lot of local, because we live this pain, we see that you have to outsource a lot of things because you're outsourcing expertise at the end of the day. But we realize that we don't need to have people paying for agencies or these crazy softwares that might not get the result that they want. So for us in the next 5 years, what we're looking to do, obviously, we have our plans financial wise, where our forecast, where we at least want to be at capture, I think about like 5% of small businesses, and that alone will have us at a $432 million ARR. So when we think about that, we want to be at that level. And also for small businesses, you have to see that people are just going to be searching up a lot of things on Google, and we just want small businesses to be able to show up in Google search. So I think there's going to be more of a prominence in Google search, and also if the bubble doesn't pop, AI search as well too. So there's going to be more of a prominence within that. I think social media will not be a lead magnet for a lot of local service businesses. I think it's a waste of time, social media. But I can see where some businesses where they do benefit from social media. So there's always that as well too. But I think in the grand scheme of things in the next 5 years, that search is primarily going to be the number one thing that's going to be driving businesses, because we also have to think about advertisement spend as well too. Agencies take out 10 to 15% of your ad spend. So depending on how much your ad spend is, they're going to take 10 to 15% of that, and that's going to be their retainer for that. When we look at that, we see that there's going to be a lot of roll-ups too, right? With AI, there's a lot of layoffs going on right now. So there's going to be a lot of PE roll-ups, and we're going to see that your small business that's a mom and pop won't be able to compete as much as these private equity backed companies. And if you want to compete, you have to get your search visibility up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. For a small, this isn't fear mongering or anything, but it is going to get scary for business owners if they don't start competing in these engines.
Cool, man. Well,
going.
Yeah, well, thank you, Nathan and Kenji. That was very informative, and obviously, I think a lot of people are thinking about this exact topic. So cool. Yeah, really awesome that you guys are so young and you're seeing this massive opportunity and you're just going after it, right? Like, that's so inspiring. Kenji, anything else you guys want to maybe tell, like the website? Are you guys blogging somewhere? Are you guys on LinkedIn, Twitter? Where do you guys live?
Yeah, so we're everywhere. Xplofy is currently everywhere. We're on every social media site there is. A lot of our content is kind of pretty like funny on a lot of the ends, just because we kind of appeal to our generation. I think that's the number one way. I think you have to be audacious with a lot of your content that you post. So a lot of our stuff is audacious. Yeah, I mean, we're looking for Xplofy to do what we know what Xplofy is going to do, and that's going to be able to generate business for local service businesses. So that is our number one thing. That is our number one objective. Also, we want to take out the agencies. I mean, we all have our stripes with them. I think if we got 100 business owners that had a small business, we'll see that they'll all tell you that I have probably had multiple bad experiences with an agency. And that part right there is where, if you're a people person, like I am, it's kind of disheartening to see people who, spend their whole lives working for a business, and you have people that come in and just want to check. And that's okay. I think that, a lot of people are doing that. But for the people that we are fighting for, I don't think they deserve that. And I think that we should make a product that actually serves them, and that they actually have the understanding of and will be able to do with what they want with the app. Because a lot of agencies, you have to abide by their rules, but we want to make sure that business owners can create their own rules whenever they want to post. If they want to post as much content as they want to, if they want to update something on their site, page refresh, or if they want to internally link, they don't have to wait on anyone. And that's the hugest thing. We want to give business owners their time back, which effectively gives them more money.
So basically, you can catch up with our progress at xplofy.com, which is EXPLOFI.com. So if anyone's interested, you can go there, hit us up there from our LinkedIns or our contact point. Just thank you.
Yeah, reach out. Yeah, we always love questions. We always get inquiries in our contact us about like this is so cool. Just asking questions about SEO and things of that nature. So if you have any questions about SEO, about how search is changing, obviously, like you said, you can email us, get through to us on LinkedIn. Any social platform that you want to find us at, you can find us there. But yeah, LinkedIn would probably be your best bet. Yeah, because I don't know if I'm going to find anybody on Instagram unless you like hit me up and I go to my request and I see it. But yeah, find us through LinkedIn, our site, and Explofi is making some strides right now. So that's really it.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for your time. And I see we have like 20 people listening to us live as well. Thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, until next time, maybe hang out for 1 minute, guys. I'll just bring the stream to an end.
Thank you.